All right, welcome back to This Week at the Chamber, giving you the top 4 things that you need to know going on in Harrison. And today I've got Addie Jones with me. She is co-hosting. Bob is out of office this week. Addie, hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, Addie is our media intern this summer, so she's been helping in a lot of ways, some behind the camera, some off to the side writing stories, but now in front of the camera. So glad to have you today.
Yes.
Before we get started, we're going to try to do a little better job of having some shout outs for some of our investors when they're celebrating different milestones. So today we've got Becky McGowan with Logotology. She happens to be celebrating 3 years, and she sent in a message and we thought we might read it before we get started this week. So she said, Logotology is a proud investor in the Harrison Regional Chamber of Commerce. We specialize in creative promotional products, custom apparel, and company web stores to support your initiatives and incentives. Our mission is branding that builds businesses, so we view it as our responsibility to support our chamber that builds businesses. Thank you, Harrison and Boone County, for allowing us to serve you. And thank you, Becky, for those kind words. We're excited to have you as a member of the chamber. And what do you say we get started this week?
Yes. So today, Wilson and I get to meet with a representative from Child Care NWA. We've been having some meetings with the initiative Excel by 8, which is part of the movement to get children reading on grade level by the 3rd grade. And childhood development is something that's really important to me as a member of Boone County Imagination Library and the founder of my own literacy-based nonprofit. So I'm really excited for that meeting today and see the ways that they can further get involved in our community.
Yeah, we didn't know that all of this was going to happen so beautifully before you came on as an intern, but having Excel by 8 and now learning about Child Care Aware and all of the reading initiatives that are happening. So it was like, it's been like this perfect thing to have you here.
It's been incredible.
So we're excited to learn more about their services today and connect with them. They serve 17 counties in Northwest Arkansas. I think you said that, but to reiterate, that's a pretty large footprint.
Oh, yes.
And there are probably people in town that know about them, but we don't really yet. So we're going to learn today.
Yes.
So Thursday, we have another visit from the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. We have been hosting them a lot lately in different capacities over the last couple of weeks. And Bob was down in Little Rock meeting with them and a couple of our investors last week. And I said last week twice, so you know when it is. But this week, they'll be in Harrison and bringing a couple of their new project managers to see Harrison for the first time in their new role. So we're always excited to host our friends from Little Rock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're great. And also Thursday, you and Amy get to go to the Hollister Mega Mixer, correct?
Yeah, Mega Mixer. This is their second year doing it up at the Hollister Chamber of Commerce. Last year, I think, was at Tall Tales, one of the Johnny Morris restaurants there in Hollister. And this year, it's at the Keeter Center at the College of the Ozarks.
Love the Teeter Center.
Yeah, good stuff there. So there'll be 8 or more chambers that are there represented from Southern Missouri, from Northern Arkansas, a whole bunch of chamber members and businesses from the region. So it was really good networking last year. So excited to go again.
It's awesome.
I'm up next, aren't I? I've got the next one.
Think
Yeah.
so.
Lastly, we're doing a marketing push for Leadercast. Their theme this year is human intelligence. And if you remember, Leadercast is the sessions we did. Every week we released a new video from one of the speakers like Andy Stanley, Henry Cloud. This year they've got Ashley Kirkland and a handful of others in the lineup. You can find that event on our website, as well as a place to buy tickets and just another opportunity to improve or sharpen your skills in leadership and join a community of people who are also doing the same. Good? Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, and then we've got Boone County Leadership Institute. Applications close on Saturday, so we'll give that one last plug we've got over half the class full, and I think our guests today are also alumni of the program. So let's listen to Carly Newberry and Landon Curtis, both alumni of Boone County Leadership Institute, talk about their experience in the program. I've got Carly Newberry with Signature Bank and Landon Curtis with Anstaff Bank. Carly graduated last year and Landon 2 years ago. Both held leadership positions in their class. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Carly doesn't have a mic yet. So Carly, I'll pass you the mic here in just a moment. But I thought let's start with Landon because he does have a mic in front of him. That'll give me time to slide it. But give me some of your takeaways from your experience. This is 2 years ago in leadership, and a memory that you're fond of, maybe.
Well, like you said, one year removed further than what Carly is, so maybe a little bit of time to reflect, I guess, on kind of some of those experiences. And one of the days I always think about, which is kind of low-hanging fruit, but the Little Rock trip, I think, is really, in a lot of ways, from talking with other people that have gone through the class, one of the favorite things that people go through. And for me, probably the coolest day was when we were in the state agency building that the state had purchased from Altel, Verizon, and then we had that kind of back with the state chamber, and then the Arkansas Economic Development Commission came in and kind of gave their presentation, and then we had a kind of presentation from the Arkansas Lottery crew, which just was a really cool insider kind of experience that I know I really took a lot away from and enjoyed kind of the preview to some things going on in the education world legislatively that we kind of built on later on with our trip to the co-op. But yeah, the Little Rock trip in general was really a standout for me.
He took the retreat, maybe the easy one, but Carly?
For me, I think the standout day was the nonprofit day. We visited several different entities, but one that stands out the most was Grandma's House, and the amazing things that they do for the children in our community that have been through some of the most atrocious things, and how they handle it with just such a positive light, and keep pushing through. And it made such an impact on our whole group that we actually did our project completely around that and tried to benefit those people that help those children.
How about, do you want to try to give, maybe I'll go Carly first. Would you like to try to give overview of all of the different things too? Because we now know about the retreat, we know about Nonprofit Day. Would you tell us maybe about a couple of the other sessions and then leave some out on purpose so that Landon has something to say?
Sure. And overall of what Boone County leadership is just companies within our community have decided to invest their people in our community, and get together, and we learn about what Boone County and all that it has to offer. You have your, like you said, your education day, your health day, your nonprofit, your agriculture, and just teaching members of our community every aspect that our community stands for, and what all we have to offer. And having lived in Boone County my entire life, born and raised here, there was so much that I even learned that I maybe knew existed but didn't know exactly how it all functioned, or brand new things that I didn't realize were even in the community.
Yeah, I think also as somebody born and raised Boone County, I can attest to that too. Definitely a lot of things that you know a little bit about, but maybe you're not fully understanding of or plugged into. One of the cool things about, or that I thought at least of Boone County leadership, is the expectation to kind of be involved in a few different meetings in the area, the Quorum Court meeting that we attended, the City Council meeting that we attended, the school board meeting that we attended. All three were firsts for me. And, I could have told you a little bit about like our county elected officials and maybe a little bit about what their roles were, but how that really functioned within the community was not something that I knew much about. It was a cool learning experience. And then we had kind of in our group, an interesting lens into the education community, because Emily Tucker was a part of my class,
right,
and she's CTE coordinator here for the co-op. So on our education day too, that was kind of cool to learn a lot more about something that growing up in Bellefonte, I've driven by that facility, my whole life and didn't know a whole lot about it. So that was neat. And ultimately the project that we ended up doing, which is another part of kind of the class, is we took some of Emily's insight and some of our passions, and we kind of hosted an opportunity for students at Harrison High School to go through professional mock interviews hosted by us, and just really cool to get involved in the different ways like that.